Good evening, guys. It's NDT Technology, and this video is mainly focused on C programming basics to advanced by the NDT Technology. So here I'm going to cover the previous topics which are not covering in my previous video, and all the correlate correlate coefficients, correlate explanations which are coming before the any programming paradigms. I'm going to explain here. All right. So let's get started here. So I'm going to explain about here firstly speed and reliability. What is the meaning of speed and reliability in terms of computational task? So as per as in theory, the time required to carry out simple computational tasks such as adding two numbers. All right. So if in any school for any students you are providing some mathematical for task like multiplication, division, addition, subtractions. So I'm going to take a addition example here. So for adding a two number, it usually expressed in terms of microseconds, right? But it seems to the machine uh, overview. It's not for seems to a human computational accessibility. Cause if you given a two number adding task for any human being, so it takes almost 10 to 20 seconds or maybe 5 seconds. All right, but here computer takes only 1 nanoseconds. So any machine takes some microseconds or nanoseconds. It's a very less numbers of. So this is a simple understanding concept for speed and reliability in manner of computational task. All right. So the computer can add two numbers in 10 nanoseconds, typical of a modern medium computer. Then 100 million addition problems will be solved by the computer in a 1 second. All right. It's a huge number of calculations comparison a human being task. So yeah, computer can genius according to human being. All right. But in the next, the very high speed is accompanied by equally high level of reliability, and this high speed is accompanied by a high level of reliability also. So reliability also matters in manner of any computational task because is if it's point 0.00001 level of mistakes happen, the all the meaning of the computational or mathematical task will be changed, right? It may be the mathematical formula based on making any bridges, roads in daily based any object, right? It's mandatory to calculate mathematical equation or mathematical problems with the accurate number of solutions. All right. So here's computer cannot be make any mistakes without the human interactions. I have already explained you about the input output video. Now this is a speed and reliability. So this is a common understanding terms how speed and reliabilities matter for any computational task, and it is a much more better than a simple human being calculation level. All right. So this is about the speed and reliability in terms of C programming. Next, I'm going to explain about hardware and software. What is a hardware and what is a software? So look, the physical component of a computer are known as hardware, like CPU, RAM, hard disk, keyboard, mouse, monitor, joystick, etc. So yeah, hardware requires a set of instructions to carry out the specific task. All right, and this set of instruction is known as program, and documentation of program called software. These are two types of software. So what is the two types of software? First is system software, second is application software. And in system software includes the software that are used to define functionality of any computer respective of area application where it is used, for example operating system, compiler, editor. And for application software, use a computer for a specific task. It needs to be instructed accordingly. Such instructions are provided by application software. All right. So, for example, railway reservation software is one of such a software which every one of us has experience. For example, IRCTC. It is a kind of application software. All right. So, I'm going to deeper dive about system software, application software in my next terminology. So look, probably operating system is a system software. Probably, not every system software is an operating system. So what is the operating system? That helps the user to operate the computer and manage its resources. It's not about a personal computer, mainframe, mini computer, supercomputer. There is a operating system behind every hardware level software, and this is directly connect with kernel of any hardware. So this operating system makes very crucial role for operating any hardware with behalf of user experience, right? So suppose I am user and I have a hardware for Lenovo laptop, right? So without any operating system I can't able to operate this hardware. This is like garbage, right? So I am using Windows and Linux. So this Windows and Linux is work as a operating system for Lenovo laptop. That's why Lenovo, Acer, lots of the companies are creating their own hardware, seems to the processor level, seems to the CPU level, seems to the various new features and advantages, and the quad core and memory process, GPU, like this all are hardware. And the set of program, it's called software, and the documentation of program, it's called system software, application software. So for example, system software is, computer is a digital device, everybody's know, which understand and works only in binary language, and 0 and 1. Made of zeros and 1 is impossible for a common person to work in a binary language, right? If I'm giving to you a write a name of NDT technology in a manner of zeros and 1, so you takes you just ziggling for this. But computers require these zeros and 1. The understanding level of hardware is only 0 and 1. So you have to use any high level programming language to convert your high level code into machine language, and this conversion is through by compiler. So compiler is also a kind of system software, all right, which user can type, copy, print. Without operating system, computer cannot be used. So this task will be happen operating system. Operating system manage all the resources of the computer, like CPU, memory, input output process, in order to manage and optimize the usage of use resources of this. Operating system use some predefined techniques and facilitates the efficiency working of a computer. Operating system also helps in executing other software system and application on computer, right? So Microsoft disk operating system is the first operating system for Microsoft, as far as Windows 90 is, Windows 2000, Windows XP, Linux, and some commonly used operating system. Now so many new operating system coming after the invention of Microsoft or Linux, Unix. These are Chrome, Google Chrome operating system is already on his operating system. Embedded system operating system like washing machine systems, like microwave oven, like vintage machine, like so many automation tool which are using in industrial automation, mechanical fields, and so many fields which are also called system software. So these are some computerized operating system. All right. Another example of system software is compiler. So what is compiler? So compiler is here compiler is generally everybody knows what is compiler, but I am going to explain about simple definition. What is a compiler? Compiler is a kind of system software that translates the program written in high level language to machine language easily. You have to write a high level language program in your own language like English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and so many world level language, right? So you have to convert in machine language in mode of 0 and 1. So you require compiler, and the compiler example like C compiler, Pascal compiler, Java compiler, some famous compiler examples. Compiler design is another topic which is covering in BTech MTech courses. So person who are loving to design various kinds of compiler for various kinds of programming language or tools and techniques in software engineering fields, they are also opt this career as opportunity. Alright, so in order to use a computer for different purpose, it needs a set of instructions to do the particular task. These instructions are usually written in some English-like language known as high-level language. The computer understands only machine language and thus cannot directly understand these programs and needs some translator. Alright, translator. So the problem is similar to a situation when an Indian goes to Germany. So he or she will be need a translator to communicate with German people. Alright. So the same here. You have to communicate with the machine. You need to machine level language translator. That's called compiler. Alright. So give some set of instruction written in any high level language. You should need a conversion from a high level language to binary language. The conversion is done with the help of compiler. The compiler is kind of system software. Alright. So that's translate program written in high level language like machine language, C compiler, compiler, Java compiler are some of the example of compiler. And it is also a part of system software. Next, interpreter. It's a working module is same as a compiler, but little bit not change. It's a far enough to change. Seems to between compiler and interpreter. What is an interpreter? Is a software similar to compiler. Alright, it's a system software which is used to convert high level language program to machine language, but it's working in different from that of the compiler. So the compiler converts the whole program to machine language. This converted program may be stored somewhere in memory and then may be executed without requiring the presence of compiler. But interpreter converts high level program one line at a time. Like, so if you write a 10 lines of program for adding a two number, if you compile it with the use of Turbo C++ C, it will be compile all the lines of the program in a one at a time. But if you're using interpreter like Python interpreter, so that will be compile your each line of code at a time. So that is a big difference of compiler and interpreter, and that is the only difference. Right? Work is same, environment is same, setting is same, but is a different kinds of uses. So this is an example of interpreter.